I'm starting to feel connected to the bike.
All right, so what we are going to do is Bev is going to walk the bike, and she's going to go from start at this cone, move to the next cone, and then stop. And she's going to do it just, the point is to demonstrate clutch control and use the, not push the bike herself, but like let the engine propel the bike and control the engine with the clutch. And then when she gets to that cone, she's going to stop. And then she's going to go to the next cone and stop. And then the next cone and stop. All right, so in this clip, you're riding the bike. Well, you're not riding the bike, but you're actually just, I'm having you do like stops and starts with the clutch and the brake, so that way you learn how much clutch you need and how much brake you need to stop the bike and start the bike and whatnot. Because my focus is just to make you have as much control as possible, so you ride the bike as safely as possible, so that way you don't get injured. Because you're 57.
Yeah.
And
also that bike, I have to balance the bike too.
Yeah, the bike's really heavy.
The bike is heavy.
It's heavy for me too.
It's broad. It's wide for me to hold the handlebars. I mean, it's
But I think what
it's
people
difficult.
I think what people are forgetting is like, bikes look really easy to ride, but there's a ton of skill that you have to have in place to make it look like you're not working while you're riding the bike.
And those skills come with time also, because Charles makes it look easy because he's been riding for 150 years and he don't really think about the things that he's doing. But for me, I am nowhere near any of that stuff. I am literally just out of the gate. I'm a newbie.
Yeah.
Everything, you have to take everything into perspective, because even for me to throw my leg, I'm 57 years old. I mean, trying to crank up a bike, if you've never cranked a bike before, you don't know what I'm talking about.
And it could be kind of intimidating too, the first time you're that close to an engine on a vehicle that has, we're saying is 250 pounds, but when you consider the horsepower to weight ratio, it's way more horsepower per pound of metal than in a car. So that's why these bikes take off. That's why you see those clips of dudes who first time they get on a bike and they give it a little bit of gas and the bike just shoots out from underneath them.
Right.
So those are the kind of things I want to have Bev not experience, because that's the kind of stuff that'll scare her off. That's the kind of stuff that'll just make her get injured.
Right. And I'm not trying to get injured.
Right. We want to have a good time. We want smiles every time we ride.
And also we want you guys to know that I'm 57 years old,
and she's putting in the work.
Yes. Thank you for saying that, Charles, because I know sometimes Charles, he's struggling in his mind. He is, but you have to remember we're still family, so he loosened the noose. We fight a lot, guys. We really, really do.
How do you feel? Yeah, a lot of confidence. I stopped talking to you because you stopped needing directions.
Because I realized even turning the bike a little wide, and I didn't want to go in the hole, knowing when to slow down when it goes down the incline.
It looks like you're starting to develop a lot of clutch control.
I'm starting to feel connected to the bike.
There it is.
To the big guy.
There it is.
I'm starting to feel connected. Look at me holding the bike, you remember?
Yeah, you're balancing it on your hip.
A little bit ago, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Awesome.
What I wanted to say is that not because you want to start a new hobby means it's going to be easy. You still have to do the work. And guys, I'm doing the work out here. It's real. Okay? There are aches and pains and, sweat. And I don't mind it because I know I can do this. It's probably taking a little longer, but I don't mind. I don't care about the longer. I know I can do it. I'm determined to do it, and I'm going to do it. I may not be, a speedster, or I may not be able to, do clearly the things that Charles does, but I could follow behind at 10 miles per hour.
Yeah, the hope is that I'm hoping that within the next couple weeks, if we end up getting a bike for her, that she'll be able to follow me around the yard, not necessarily go into the trails, but I can just,
cruise around in first gear, all over the yard in the back, and she'll be able to follow me and not feel uncomfortable in that process. Because to me, that's what happened when I was a kid, when I was learning to ride. There's the trail instructor, and they had us, cruising around in a field, and then they were like, okay, we're just going to play follow the leader, and I'm just going to, we're just going to go through this field, and then we're going to go on some of these, wider trails, slow speed stuff, but we're all just, the terrain is friendly, the terrain is easy, it's still off-road, but it's, it's going to be within everybody's skill level, and everybody's going to have a good time, because at the end of the day, it's you versus the bike, not you versus whoever else you're riding with. That's the thing that I think we learned after this video is like, I can tell Bev all the commands that she wants, but in the end, it's like she's the one who's
I have
competing
to process
with. She
that
has to control the bike.
information. Yeah, and also this is encourage you also, because we really want you to get out and do something wonderful yourself, something that you're scared about doing. Something you've always probably thought about doing, but you didn't think you capable of doing it. You try baby steps, because guys, it's baby steps for me. This is the real thing. It's a skill that needs to be obtained, and there are lots of moving parts, but I'm in there, a senior, what do you call it,
Senior citizen
a senior citizen in there learning to dirt bike. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Are you hearing me?
Most people would be like, I'm going to start learning golf or
Are you
some
guys
other
kidding me?
leisure activity.
Are you kidding me? This is no joke. I'm out there and listen. Fearful and all. There's not a lot of fear that's pushing me. I'm fearful of a few little things, but I'm in there. I'm going to push myself and see what I can do. And I want to encourage you guys too.
Right.
It may look scary, but get in there. Baby steps. We'll do it together.
There you go.
You encourage me, I'll encourage you, and we'll get it done.
People need to know all the work you put in.
It's no joke. I'm starting from scratch,
Yeah.
and I'm determined.
Bev tipped over in the woods. She had her first crash on the bike. The crash from the other video was walking next to the bike.
Thank God for the shoes.
Her boots proved invaluable because the bike fell on top of her.
So what do I need?
So she needs some knee pads.
Knee pads on.
And elbow pads. But the thing that is important to take away is she was on an off-camber slope. And why did you fall? What happened?
Well, I was trying to take my foot off the ground. So the next move for me would be to put on the pedal.
Right, put her foot on the foot peg.
Where the bike was going down. So instead of me use my clutch and put my foot down, I tried to hold the bike, which allowed the acceleration pedal to take off.
Right, she had whiskey throttle.
Because I'm trying to hold the bike instead of putting my foot down. Use what I just learned. But that's going to take a minute. Nobody likes falling, but that's part of the process and everything. I'm not mad at it. I show respect to the bike. And hopefully my son-in-law will still keep me as a mother-in-law. All right? So pray for that. But other than that, it was a great practice, man. I am feeling like I am, inching my way. And Charles is doing an amazing job. And I'm down for it, man. I can do this.
Yeah, she just needs
I can do it. I really need...
She needs a bike that's not as tall as this
I know
one.
Charles thinks this is the bike for me. This is the size for me.
No, this is too big for you.
Yeah, it's really too big for me to manhandle. It's manhandling me.
If you had been riding for like 3 years, two years or something, then I would be like, yeah, that's the right size for you.
And I will jump on it one day, but
you gotta start somewhere.
It's no time. I mean, and to learn on this, I think that's a testament to my willingness. What do you say, Charles?
Definitely. Like the fact that you're willing to put in the time.
Because you know how scared I was about that bike.
Yeah.
But I'm here, man. I'm in it.
That's right.
You can't win the game if you're not in the game, and I'm inching my way. I'm learning things.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. It looks easy. Charles make it look super easy, but now he's like, Shh, Bev, press the go. No, he's not saying that, but he can say, oh my gosh, I didn't think this was so difficult.
Yeah.
But you know what?
There's a lot of intuitive stuff that I know naturally just from
And because you're a great bike rider too, Charles.
A lot of it just comes from like my
crazy
time
bike
on the
you
mountain
have
bike.
That crazy bike you have there.
Yeah, the time on the mountain bike taught me all of the balance control.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend you spend some time on
I don't know how
Chevy's
much of that I
bike,
can
or
do. I don't know how much bike ride I can do, babes.
but it will teach you balance,
But I am
especially
an
slow
old-
speed biking.
I am an old lady too.
That is true.
You know, so I need rest in between.
And Mickey does
But-
wear you out.
But I do think, because Mickey got to get all of me. He needs to get everything, and I don't mind. But I do think, Charles, do you think I'm improving? I'm getting better.
Absolutely.
I'm learning.
Like I'm watching your clutch hand and your brake hand, and they are noticeably better
Good. So
when
that's
you're
all I
doing like
want.
the stop and start stuff.
If every day I could go out and do a little bit, and Charles could say, "Okay, babe, not so good," or I'll come out the next day and do some more. I'm down.
Yeah, she's
I'm
putting in the
down
time.
for it. So
10,000 hours.
you guys
know how it
gonna
goes.
see, guys, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. We said we're gonna give it to you, and I'm putting in the work. What are you guys gonna do for us? What are you gonna do for me? You
Cheer
know,
Bev on. Cheer Bev on.
Send me some love. Keep your negative comments to yourself. You do what you gotta do, and I'll do what makes me happy.
There you go. Something
So-
we can all live by.
Blessings, blessings. Thank you.
All right. Later, everybody.